got some good work in today. Good situations. Worked on some third down. Overall, good day. So pleased with the week so far, and we'll see if we can cap it off tomorrow with another good practice.
You spoke a little bit on the teleconference earlier about getting off to good starts and that type of thing. Anything you've been able to focus on practicing?
Well, I think it's just coming out and executing, and last week we were on the road. This week at home, it doesn't matter. You got to go out there and execute and get off to a better start. We understand that. I think it's really just about the things we've been preaching, and that's getting off to one good play. Let's have one good play, and then try to stack another one on there, and then another one. So we can't get behind the chains. We know that. We know we're not very good behind the chains.
Is that a confidence thing, maybe?
Well, I don't know about that. I think it's a lot to do with execution, honestly. I think it seems like we've settled down, and I didn't think the atmosphere was too big last week. At least I didn't hear that. It just seemed like really it was execution on both sides.
How is it in practice? Are you seeing more consistency with it?
We are. I mean, at times. I mean, we're far from perfect. Today, I think offensively, we did some good things on third down period and all that when we were really specializing and trying to point of emphasis there. And then the day-to-day things weren't as good as they need to be. So those are all the things we're fighting.
Saban said the other day that he had set McCarron down and said, they're taking away the long ball. You got to take what the defense is giving you. And he said he's been happy with the way AJ has been doing recently with that. As a defensive guy, is it hard to scheme a guy like that?
Well, you really look at them and they just move the ball however they need to, and that's what does jump out at you. It's almost a pro attack on both sides of the ball. They are very efficient and very accurate with the ball, with all the short game stuff, and of course they could run the ball, so they could move the ball. They just honestly they just seem to do what they want to do. If they need to score a bunch of points, they'll score a bunch of points. If they want to run the ball, they'll run the ball, and they're very efficient with everything they do, really. So that's kind of been, if you really study their games, that's kind of what they've done all year, When they felt like they needed to score a bunch of points, they did. And so they just kind of do what they do, and they do it very efficiently.
What do you feel you are with your offensive line play?
I think, we're a work in progress. We're still working on things. It's no secret. We're trying to find the right recipe at left guard, and I think the rest of the guys are getting better.
You're at Florida State. Did you have this much inconsistency, or is this a big change for you?
No, I think it's definitely a big change. We weren't. We didn't walk in the door and we weren't consistent right away. That's for sure. We had a lot of work to do, and on both sides of the ball and on special teams. But I think we progressed rather quickly, and so it's a little bit different. Of course, I've been there before, back in the days of Arizona, and taking over that program, and the struggles there. It took a while.
Mark, is Zach West still struggling with his injury, or is this just a performance thing?
No, it's just performance. Yeah, just need him to play better.
Coach, since Alabama got lit up by A&M, they haven't given up a touchdown on defense. Did they change a lot of what they were doing, or did you?
No, I think they've been very good defensively, and that game. You got to give some credit to Texas A&M and Johnny Manziel and the whole operation there. That's just, you've been watching in Alabama for a long time. They don't do that very often. So, I see the same old Alabama defense. It's very good.
How much of Jalen's problems early in the year were confidence issues, and is he becoming the leader you want him to be?
Yeah, I think some of it was confidence, and you could see he was a little bit uneasy, and he's working his way through that. I think, like I've said many times, it has to do with a lot of players around him. You got to have good players around him making plays. That's a lot of times, quarterbacks look good because of the other players around them. And I think we're improving in that area as well.
Do you see anything that Alabama may be susceptible to with a running quarterback? You talk about Johnny. Obviously, we're talking about different guys, Johnny
No,
Football and anybody else. But.
No, they have no weakness in their defense. I mean, they don't have any weakness on their team, as you can imagine, with the #1 team in the country. So
what do you tell your team when they're getting ready to go up against a team that you say has no weaknesses?
well, it's just about us and our execution as well. I mean, we're going to go out there to compete and play. It's about putting one good play out there and then another. You know, we can't get ahead of ourselves, and we can control the things we can control, and we can execute better than we have been, and that's what we're working on.
You did a lot of shuffling on your offensive line in fall and spring and trying to get the right players into the right positions. Did that kind of turn out well for you guys, and that you now have a bunch of guys who are sort of versatile?
Well, I think it is good. We have some guys that have moved around a little bit, and you need to do that and put out your best guys. And it's no different defensively as well. And, it's just like Blake McClain. He's moved around quite a few places. And some of our other guys, Cody's played some nickels, some dimes, so we move them around.
With the lack of Darryl Collins, is that injury, performance in practice, or issues off the field?
Just consistency, just performance. Yeah, he's doing. He's working. He's trying to get better.
What improvement are you seeing from Timmons the last 2 or 3 weeks?
Well, he needs to get more consistent when the ball's not in his hands, and he needs to play hard all the time. And so we've been very demanding on him, and it's very important to our team that he executes all the time, not just when the ball's going to him.
Is that a lesson that young receivers have to learn?
Yes, it is, and we'll coach them hard. And again, I go back to Coach Maynard and Coach Brown's offense. That's what you admired about them with their teams, is they always play hard and play very physical at that position, at wide receiver. So we'll get it out of him. We just got to keep on working.
He's probably not used to having to play hard all the time.
No, he's not.
He has a reputation of being really unselfish in high school and often used as a decoy at times. Is that some of that?
Oh no, he's a great kid, and it's not anything for character or anything like that. He's just us and coaching. He's just a young kid, and he's got to play extremely hard, as you can imagine, in this league, and getting in that kind of shape to play hard every snap and all those things, and the understanding of all of it. He's a great young guy, and we love him. And he's going to be a great player. We just got to get him to be consistent all the time. But hey, that's no different than a lot of guys, right? It's no different than the rest of the team. So.
Have you been able to shave any of that cast off of?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to cut that thing down a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is he doing all right?
Looks a little bulky right now. Yeah, he's doing okay.
You said Bud was going to be day-to-day this week. Has
Yeah,
been able to
he hasn't
participate in any?
practiced. He has not. He has not practiced. So, doesn't look good.
Anybody else?
Blake McClain, somebody said, had a cast on this week too. Is he
Yeah.
okay to go, or is he?
Yeah, he's good to go. He's been since whatever game that was when he dislocated and came back. The Florida game we talked about. I think it's just been bothering him since then, but he's been good.
If Bud's not able to go, what's the contingency plan?
Well, we're working on some things, but Hatcher will get a amped up role. We're moving some guys around and getting the best options.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, thank you.